Hey everyone, welcome to my, hey everyone, whatever. Welcome to my knitting podcast. Okay, I'm going to try recording an introduction again because I think I missed a lot of stuff. Hi, welcome to my knitting podcast. My name is Emily. My Instagram name is Emmy Bow the Maker. Emily Bow for my last name. Emmy Bow the Maker on Instagram. My name is Emily. This podcast is going to be called Knitting is Cool. Knitting is cool. You know that if you're watching and you're a knitter, but some people don't know that. Some people don't know. I'm a teacher in 4th grade, and I'm always talking about knitting, and my students are like, knitting's for old ladies. And I'm like, and young ladies, okay? So if you're interested in all things knitting, keep watching. I filmed an intro and forgot to say pretty much all of that, and then I filmed the whole thing, and so this might be a little bit choppy. I'll get better at it, hopefully, but I might go back and forth between intros depending on what I remembered to say. Other than that, I'm hoping to not make these videos too, what's the word? Edited, you know? So, anyway, keep on watching and we'll get into the good stuff. Finger guns. I'm gonna cut that out. I love watching these. I watch them all the time. I love to feel like I'm hanging out with somebody while I'm knitting. So I'm gonna talk to a camera and hopefully that feels like I'm talking to somebody about knitting. I'm gonna call this knitting podcast Knitting is Cool, or I guess I'm gonna call my YouTube Knitting is Cool. I'm going to talk about all the cool things of knitting and all my cool yarn and all the cool things I buy, and I think the cool things that I'm making. So hopefully you enjoy it. I have never used a camera like this. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully the lighting's okay. I don't know. That's what people talk about. This camera doesn't show me myself. There's no the screen doesn't, I can't see it. So I see now why that would be helpful, but whatever. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to be good quality. I just got this camera 6 years ago for a trip and haven't used it since, but it said it records good video. Camera here, I hope you can hear me. I feel like a lot of knitting podcasters have a really low sing-songy voice, and I love listening to that, but that is not what I sound like. So hopefully I don't sound too annoying. I have that, I don't know, hopefully you can stand me. If you can't, sorry, you can click out. I understand. Oh, that was annoying. I'll try not to do that. I need to check the time because I only have 20 minutes and it doesn't have a little blinking light. I'm rambling. That's what knitting podcasts are. Knitting is cool. Before I go on, okay, that's what I wanted to talk about. My voice, the camera. Oh, the camera also is seeming to follow me. What you see changes based on my movements. I feel like that is annoying. If it doesn't bother you, let me know. Also, if you know how to fix it, let me know. I don't know what setting that would be called. This is a motion camera, so I don't know. Anyway, knitting is cool. Welcome. Thank you for watching. Okay, so I am a teacher during the day. I'm a knitter on nights and weekends. I also do crochet. I have crocheted a lot of little toys. I feel like crochet is better to make little things that are a little bit more durable. But I like knitting more for clothes and things like that. So I do both, but mostly I've been knitting recently. I can't sew. I'm not interested in spinning yet, ever, most likely. And what other crafts are there? I can't sew. My roommate in college is a great sewist. Shout out Beth. Maybe you'll see her on here soon. Yeah, those are my crafts. Yarn. All right. Moving on. Okay, I guess I'll start with what I'm wearing. That's what people say on these things. So I am wearing a cardigan that I made. I guess I'm going to try and stand up. This is going to be where I'm I don't know what to do. Okay. Hopefully you can see me. I'm wearing this little cardigan that I made. I'll talk about the yarn in a second. It's just a cute little cardigan, open. I did not follow a pattern for this cardigan. I was kind of trying to design a pattern and it didn't totally work. I mean, I like it and I'm gonna wear it, and I've already worn it a lot, but I couldn't find a pattern for something I exactly wanted to make, so I just created one, and there's a lot of things I would change about it, but overall I'm happy with it. There is no pattern for this. I'm not interested really in writing one up because I'd have to make a lot of changes, so I don't have time to do that right now. Maybe later. Let me know if you like it. I used Craft Me Not Yarn Co. That's the other thing. I don't know, like, can you see it? Is it focused? I guess I'll show that just in case. But if not, here it is. Craft Me Not Yarn Co. in Whitetail Trail. It's 100% superwash merino. I am obsessed with this color. Whitetail Trail is the perfect name for a yarn ever. It's got a little gray, a little brown, mostly a nice cream base. Sarah from Craft Me Not Yarn Co. I will link to her website, and I will tag her Instagram. I had 5 of these. I ordered 5 of these to make this. And the colors were a little bit more saturated in the first 5 that I ordered. I ordered 2 more because I was scared I was going to run out. I ended up using 1 on the sleeves. If you look super closely, you can see it kind of fades into lighter. This is one of the lighter ones, but I ended up having an extra, so that's great. I didn't need 2, and you can't even tell because I just put it on the end of the sleeves, the ones that were a little bit lighter, but I really like how it turned out. That is what I'm wearing. Whew, let me take a little sip. I wonder how this is going so far. Should I go back and wash myself? I'll get over this. I'll stop like talking about all these little things, hopefully, if I make another one, if people like it. I'm drinking coffee. I love these like stainless steel mugs because they keep it hot for so long. I wonder how long I've been talking. Interesting. I don't know. Okay. I have a little list over here if I keep looking over here. Good. Okay, finished objects. That's where we'll start. The other finished object I really wanted to show was this huge blanket that I made. So I've got this huge blanket with all these different colors. So cozy. Just chuck that over there. Okay, so I started that blanket probably 6 years ago, and it started out as a crocheted temperature blanket, and I lost steam after like a few months, and then I was like holding up the blanket and I had been growing somehow, so it was just a disaster. So I ripped it all out and I decided to just make a regular blanket. So this is like an adaptation of a Pearl Soho pattern that I think is free, so I will link to that. Oh, sorry, I'm scared my neighbors are watching. My windows look into their windows. Anyway, who cares? Pearl Soho pattern. I just made it bigger. I held all of that temperature yarn that I bought in a little bit of a rainbow, order doubled. I held it double so I could change colors a little bit, like a little bit of a marling effect, but it didn't really turn out like a marling effect, but it's fine. I love it. It fits over my full-size bed, and I have been sleeping with it since it's been cold, so I love it. So that's one finished object. The other finished object, which I'll talk about I'll just talk about it right now. Okay, this is my September poncho. So it just looks like a big rectangle. If I just put it on real briefly, there's a neck hole in the center, and then it just hangs down. I do like to wear it up where the sleeves are like this, but this is my September poncho. This is my first knitting design that is on Ravelry. I will link it below. So the funny story about this is, I guess it's not that funny, but the funny story is that I bought all of this yarn. I did buy all of this yarn. I didn't know what colors I was going to use, but for the Stephen West shawlography shawl. And then it came out and I didn't care for it, and I really liked the yarn, so I didn't want to make it and then not like it. And I was starting late, and the clues kept coming out, and I was like, I don't want to make this. So I kept the yarn for like a year. Sorry, let me just fix my hair. Okay, so I bought all of this yarn for the Stephen West shawlography MCAL. last year's. This year, not looking too good either. I didn't really like it, so I ended up designing this poncho. On the little board behind me, I actually have a picture, the first picture I ever drew that I kind of wanted it to look like. This is traveling yarn, or less traveled yarn, Paloma base. I don't have another one actually, but it's like got some silk in it, and it's so drapey and amazing. I will talk a little bit more about this later when I talk about Rhinebeck, but for right now, this is my other finished object. I finished it a few months ago. I did do a little testing period. Yeah, I feel like I'm not telling you enough about it. There's a video on my Instagram that shows how to create these vertical stripes. You crochet them in after the fact, and I just really like it, and I really like the drape, and I really feel like I'm gonna just wear a lot of ponchos because they're so cozy, and they're just like blanket sweaters, but love them. So maybe I'll talk more about that later because I feel like I didn't talk about it enough. The yarn, where I got the yarn, on the internet, but it was for the shawlography. And I will link to that if you're interested in making one. All right, welcome back. Eek! Okay, I'm gonna talk about my whips next. So, first whip. First things first, I keep all my whips, or two of my whips, the only whips I have now, in these adorable little Baggu. They make all those reusable bags, flat bottom zipper pouches. I have a controversial knitting opinion that I'm going to share right now, is that I don't really like handmade knitting bags. I don't know what it is. I don't like the fabrics that people choose. And I don't like cotton. Like some of the waxed ones I like better, or like the Black Pearl Magic vinyl ones. Like I've always wanted one of those, but I haven't been able to get one. But this is like a nice material. I don't know. And I like everything to match. So like the actual patterns don't match, but the fact that everything's in a cute little pouch that is the same, I really like that. So I use these. I want to buy more, which I feel like is not, people love their like handmade notions pouches and all those things. And I mean, Baggu's a great brand. So I'm still, I don't know. That's what I'm using. Sorry if you don't like it. But that being said, my first whip, Tara, if you are watching this, I will tell you where to jump ahead because this project is for your child. So unless you want to see it, sneak peek, you can, but just warning you. So this project is a Christmas gift for my niece. She is 3 months old. Yeah, about 3 months old. And I'm making her this cute little dress. Hopefully you can see it. It will have little buttons up the back. It has a little seed stitch panel that goes all the way down. I have to do about maybe 2 more inches on the bottom, and then there'll be some ribbing. But it is so cute and soft. And this little baby's mom, I made a shirt for in this yarn. This is leftover yarn from that, so they'll have a little matching outfit, hopefully. Hopefully this fits her like in the spring, like a chilly spring little knit dress. That's what I'm going for. I'm using leftover yarn from when I made the mom the shirt. So I just have leftovers. I do have another full skein of this. You're noticing a pattern. I always buy way too much because I never know. I don't want to run out, and I'm like so happy to have the extra. So this is Prickly Pear from Less Traveled Yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, sock yarn. It is really thin. I feel like all of their sock yarn is like light fingering, but it doesn't say that. It just says sock. Anyway, try and cover my face. Can you see that? It's really pretty. It's like a little bit of a seafoam green, but it's got some darker blues, a little bit of brown. However, I will say that all of the skeins I bought of this are so different. I don't know if you can tell. I did some helical knitting to try and blend the 2 skeins, but I feel like there is like a line where I use the first one, and then I'm blending into just this one that has a lot more blue in it. So they are really different, which is fine. You just got to be aware of that. So that is my first whip. This pattern is called the Rio Renee. I'm not sure by who. I will link it below. I will link Traveling Yarn below. I'll link everything all the time. But Rio Renee, it does call for long sleeves, but I'm just going to keep it short sleeves. I actually saw this dress in a little yarn store when I was visiting my friend in New Hampshire, and I loved it. And I was like, I have to make that for my niece. And the sample that they had short sleeves, and it was so cute. The long sleeves look cute too, but I feel like that's just so much for a baby. So short sleeves it is. All right, next whip. My next whip I'm so excited about, so excited to finish. That zipper sound probably was annoying. I didn't realize also, I think there was a bird chirping earlier. Sorry about it. Okay, next whip is a big one. Oh, oop, hello? Okay. Oh no. Whatever. Bagoo bag. I'll link these below too. If you like them, they're just so nice. Like, great quality, flat bottom, such a nice size. They all live in like my knitting basket. I just really like them. And I did see a little knitting pouch that I did like on Instagram the other day. That was like handmade canvas. I didn't get to buy it. I think it sold out pretty quickly, but I just like that these all match. I don't know why I'm trying to defend myself so hard, but I just think that's controversial. People love all their like different shapes. Oh gosh, no, I can't do it. I can't do that. Okay, so in that bag, sorry I dropped this, is my Solstice and Grain shawl by S-Knits. Hopefully you can see this. There's a nice, it comes to a point, so it starts out really skinny, comes up to the widest point, and then it will go back to being skinny. So I'm just about past halfway. Every time I try and take a picture of this, the colors get so blown out and are horrible. Oh, this is the right side. Oops. But hopefully you can see like the fade. So for yarn, I am using Montana Crochet single sock. This is the first time I've ever used single ply yarn, and it's amazing. I love it so much. This is the first time I feel like I have picked the perfect project for the yarn. Sometimes I make something and, I mean, you hear this all the time, but it's like, oh, I didn't really choose the right yarn, or this is not working out. This is perfect. This single ply is a perfect match for this project. This project called for 20 mini skeins. I had 15 mini skeins and a full skein. I had bought random minis that equaled, I don't know, maybe 10, and then I had bought a shawl kit, knowing I wasn't going to make the shawl that it was for, but I wanted the big skein and all the colors that came with it. And so I ended up with 15 mini skeins and one full skein from Montana Crochet in this single sock, and I was looking for a project for it. So I ended up with the ingrain shawl, which is pretty popular right now. There's also, or this is the Solstice ingrain that's specifically written for minis, and then there's also the ingrain, which is written for 3 skeins by S-Knits, who has so many great patterns. So I will link that below. This color and this color are the same, so the 2 ends will be the same, but I broke this up. This is like 3 minis worth, or 60 grams, and this is 40 grams. And this will be on the other end. It'll be a little bit less, but there's another light pink that fades into it. So I think it'll look great. It's gonna start out light, fades into a little bit of a rainbow. I do knit a lot of rainbow things for, I mean, I don't like wear rainbow things, but I just love when colors switch. The other thing about this pattern is it has an I-cord edge. Hopefully you can see that. If you can't, here it is from back here. This is the first time I've ever done an I-cord anything. I guess, I don't know what this is called, like I-cord border. I don't think this, is this an applied I-cord edge? I don't think so. I think that's when you actually add it after. But it looks so amazing. Love it. Love this technique. And it was not, I mean, it's not hard. I had no trouble kind of picking that up. So I love this. I can't wait to wear it. Best part is I'm going to wear it like as a scarf. It matches my winter coat. So I'm so excited to finish this. I thought that this was going to be like a really quick project because it's so easy. It's just knit and garter stitch, but it's not. It's taken me much longer than I thought. So I can't wait to be done, but it's been great. I'm not like sick of it. I just want to wear it. All right, so that are the 2 whips. I used to have like 5 whips at a time, and then I finished that blanket, and I like made last summer the summer of finishing things, and I got down to maybe 1 project, and I was like, well, I can't just have 1 project. I'm not like that. So I have 2. I am going to talk about my plans in a little bit for casting on more. I showed you my little dress that's a Christmas knit. I do have some more gift knitting I want to do. So I will talk about that. But that's all I have for now. The Rio Renee and the Solstice Ingrained Shawl by S Knits are my 2 whips right now. Oh my gosh, lots of talking. Oh my goodness. Sorry if you can hear that. I have peppermint mocha coffee creamer in here. It's like a beautiful fall day though, so I don't know why, but it's not that I'm trying to get ahead, it's just that I saw it and I thought it's going to run out, so I bought it. All right. I think I've been talking for 10 minutes. I can talk for 10 more minutes before I have to stop. I'll just show you. The Bagu comes in a little tiny size. This one's actually my favorite. I wish this one was bigger. I don't have anything in here right now, but it comes in a set of 3. Love my Bagu bags. I have so many. I have like the shopping ones. Would recommend. All right. So I did whips. I did finished objects. I'm trying to do, like regular knitting podcast format. If I'm forgetting something, let me know. I did what I'm wearing, finished objects, whips, and now I'm going to talk about acquisitions, which is all from Rhinebeck. I feel like you might be sick of hearing of Rhinebeck at this point. Rhinebeck at this point, but I'm still going to talk about it because it's where I got all my new yarn. So I went up to Rhinebeck. I'll do the introduction again, but I'm from Pennsylvania. So I drug my mom, who's not a knitter, up to Rhinebeck, 3.5 hours away. It was a little bit longer than we thought it was going to be. But it was my first time. I was so excited. My mom was excited to come with me, and we ended up having a great day. We went on Saturday. I wish that I had gone to the Friday events. Those seem like awesome. Cake Palooza and Woolen Folk. I almost would rather go to those. But I went to the Saturday of Rhinebeck. It was crazy, like everybody has been saying. It was not totally overwhelming for me because I was like, I kind of thought it would be like that. But there were a lot of people. It was hard to shop. But half of the fun was like people watching. So it was good that there were so many people there. I forgot my shoes in the car. We're driving up there and I have on like my slippers. And I was like, I forgot my shoes. And my mom luckily had packed 2 pairs of shoes. So it all worked out. But that was a little bit of a snafu. We even went to a shoe store in Rhinebeck. But they had nothing in my size. Which was a bummer because they had some cute shoes. What else? We got some Greek food. That was good. We saw lots of people. I'll talk more about that after I show you what I got. I wore my September poncho, and I got so many compliments. It was so fun. Everyone was so nice. And I feel like because I just came out with this pattern, it was like nobody else had it on. Nobody really is, like a few people have bought it, but it's not a popular pattern. It's no Alpenglow. Am I right? So everyone was like, oh my gosh, I love your poncho. That's so unique. And that was so nice and awesome to hear. I was really excited about it. And 2 people even bought it like in line. One lady was behind us in line. She was like, oh my God, I love that so much. And then she bought it right on her phone. It was crazy. It was really nice. My mom couldn't believe it. She's not a knitter. And so she was like, what is happening? She's like, all these people are here for yarn? And I was like, yes. Yeah. You should see YouTube. You think this is crazy. You think these people like yarn. There's people talking about it to cameras. So, it was great. So many people. So, what did I get at Rhinebeck? I got it Into the World Yarn and Fiber Co. I do not know how to say this. Irohamoji. I don't know if it's like a, I'm actually not even going to guess. Irohamamiji. Into the World Yarn and Fiber Co. 75/25 superwash sock yarn. I hope you can see how beautiful this color is. I got two, maybe next to each other. This one's a little bit lighter maybe, but it's literally the prettiest yarn ever. I saw it across the way and my mom's like, do you want to go into that booth? And I was like, yes, I see something. And she loved it too. So one of these is actually going to be a muscle burrow hat for her for Christmas. I said, do you want that? And I'll make you a hat for Christmas. And she said, yes. And this matches her winter coat. So we were really planning. Muscle burrow hat. That's how people say you say it. I guess I believe them. I don't know. I know about that hat from Nitty Natty because she's made a few and it looks so cozy. And so I'm going to make one into a muscle burrow hat for my mom for Christmas. And the other one's for me. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I kind of like it as a hat, although I have another yarn that I want to make into a hat for myself. Maybe socks. Maybe I hold on to it. Maybe I see how this turns out. Not sure. One of them's going to be a hat. And I'm excited to make that hat because it's so popular and everybody loves it. And I'm going to love it too, I think. My mom's going to love it. I hope. The other... Okay, sorry if the camera's not in the exact same spot, but I have to like turn it around because I don't have the little camera feature. The other thing I got at Rhinebeck is this cute little shawl pin from Stephen Willett? Don't know. Here's his card. But it's so cute. It's the perfect color. I will say, I kind of wish I got a bigger one. This is like great for one layer, but you're not really ever pinning one layer of something together. So I did actually wear it with this. And it looks super cute. Can you see that? It's so cute. I love it. And I love that I have this now. I feel like I've always been like, I really need something to clip this thing together. It's going to look so cute with my ingrained shawl, I think. If I need it, I love it. So you just hook underneath. You get some fabric, you push back out, and it stays right in place. But you would hook two things together. I can't get over the color. I don't know what wood this is. I'm not going to be able to look at it until I don't know why I'm looking at it. Maybe Beth knows. Beth, if you're watching, what kind of wood is this? Maybe a cherry? Maybe a mahogany? I have no idea. It's fine. I love it. That's another thing I got. I will link to that website down below. Okay, now for the hard part of all of the things I got. First thing, I went to Stunning String Studio. If you haven't seen their booth, they have all like tonals in like all the best perfect colors. So I knew I wanted a black DK weight yarn when I went to Rhinebeck. So I found this at there. It's called Little Black Dress. It does have some like unsaturated places where it's a little bit more gray, but it's fine for the project that I want to make. It's going to be perfect. What I want to make is I know you're going to be able to hear those birds. Birdies, please go away. Sorry. I'm going to make did I already say, I bet you can guess it, another hot pattern in the knitting world. Sophie Scarf. Sophie Scarf by Petite Knit. I didn't buy it yet, but I am hoping to make a few of those for Christmas. So this is going to be for one person, black. Cute little Sophie Scarf. I think they're so cute. I want one for myself, but first things first, got to get through the gift knitting. I do some gift knitting, but I never get it done on time, so I'm really trying to be good this year. Black, for one. Black's called 100% Superwash Merino. Little Black Dress. Stunning String Studio. Plump that's their name of their DK base. So then I was looking for more colors for a different project, and I went back to Stunning String Studio because I wanted tonals, and I wasn't really finding what I wanted elsewhere. Rhinebeck is really good for like farm yarn, a little bit more rustic yarn, which is great, but I was trying to be good and shopping for specific projects, and I did not want farm yarn for the Here Comes the Sun pullover by Olga. Should I look it up real quick? Is that like against the rules? Here Comes the Sun by Olga Putano. I'll put a picture right here while I'm talking. Anyway, here's the picture that you've been looking at for a few seconds now. That's by Olga Putano Designs, Here Comes the Sun, which needs 4 colors. So, I bought 4 colors because I already had 2 sweater quantities of DK weight neutrals, which I will show, but I needed some accent colors, so I bought Cabernet. This will also become a Sophie scarf for somebody. You don't need that much for the pattern, for the color work, so this will be a Sophie scarf. Am I calling it the right thing? Sophie scarf, yes. There's a Sophie shawl, not that. Sophie scarf, Cabernet. Black Forest. Gilded. I'm making myself laugh. Spicy. Spicy. Little pumpkin spice action. Don't know if you can see this. If these are all blurry, sorry. I'm sure that's really annoying. Okay, so I bought all of these colors. Fall little smorgasbord. I love them all. Separately, I love them all together. But for this sweater that you just looked at, I want it to be like, I feel like those colors are super fall, and I want it to be like multi-season. And of course, I can wear fall colors in the winter, but I'm just not sure. So you have to help me decide. Please write in the comments what kind of combination you're thinking. My sweater quantities that I already have are Coast to Coast Yarn Company from the Mush Club collection. I ordered so much yarn from that, and I haven't used really any of it because I've been waiting, but it's time. This is Loom. This is a nice brown, so that could be my main color. I also have Button, which is a nice, like, it's almost like a cool cream. It's definitely like cream, but I feel like it's a little cool. So that's called Button. I have sweater quantities of these. What colors do we like with them? Additionally, in a similar base, I have, this is from Maryland Sheep and Wool Stunning String Studio. Clearly, I'm a big fan of these colors. This is fuchsia, funky fuchsia. This definitely is a cool pink. I don't really like cool colors. This I would like make a Sophie scarf with for like a friend who is a pink girly. I just loved this, so I had to buy it, but I don't think I'm going to use it in the sweater. I also have Traveling Yarn Toffee. I love this one. And Traveling, yeah, Less Traveled Yarn. Sorry, that's the Instagram name, Traveling Yarn. Do Me a Solid. These are actually for another project, but I'll have enough to do both if I decide. These are from my local yarn store, Pearls of Wisdom. Maybe I should cut that out so you don't know where I'm close to. Anyway. Okay, so all of these colors being said, thumbnail. All of these colors, what do I do, right? At first I thought, and I'm going to hold up 2 of these so you can like see that it's the main color. This is a nice fall bundle. Very fall though. Is it too fall? Also brown. Does that help pare it down a little bit? Right? Maybe we like the brown. However, is this combination just too much like, oh, we get it, leaves, okay? Then, do I want to do browns? I thought this was a nice combo. Earthy, but less like fall, you know? I'm starting to not like the orange. Like, even if I replace that. Actually, that's not bad. Spicy, Black Forest, and the 2 Coast to Coast colors. What do you think? I hope you can see these. Or like, no. If I really do like the Cabernet color, but what does it go with? Maybe this Like what would be, this is tough. What would be a good third color if you're keeping track? Like not that, I don't like that. Do you? Tell me what you're thinking. Or maybe you really like this sweater, when I've been looking through all of the versions, if all the colors are contrasting, it's the best. Like if two colors are too similar, it doesn't look as good. So I really do want high contrast, but I really do want to like it. So far, my favorite, I think, is this. Like, I'm a earth tones color type of girly. What are the earth tones? I don't like blue. I don't wear blue, I should say. Blue's fine. I have nothing against blue, but I don't wear it. So I know I didn't hold those up for too long, but let me know what you think. We've got cream. We've got brown. We've got Cabernet, green, yellow, orange, blue, and black. Although I would only use black if I was doing brown and black, because I always am wearing brown and I'm never wearing black. So if there's black in something, there also has to be brown in it. Thumbnail. Okay, so these are pretty much it because I don't really want to use this pink, but if you're feeling crazy, pink too. What do you think? All right, this is pretty much my entire DK stash. I don't have a lot of variegated DK. This really is it, except for the 3 I'm about to show you. So that is kind of what I wanted to talk about with Rhinebeck. It was fun. I would totally go again. I would want to stay at least overnight because it was farther than I thought. It was crazy. If anything, I'd want to go to the Friday events and Sunday. Saturday was super fun, but it was really crazy. In terms of buying things, I was just overwhelmed about getting into the booths, but I wasn't really there to buy a lot. I wanted specific things for specific projects, but I just wanted to like see what it was about. So it was fun. I did get to meet Nitty Natty, who's like my favorite YouTuber. She's so nice. She's the nicest person ever. I'll put in a picture of us because it was so fun to meet her. So I met Natalie of Nitty Natty. I met Brianna of the Little Wolf Knits. She was so nice too. I met Emily of Fangirl Fibers. We all got a picture together. It was so fun. And I met Amy, who's Natalie's friend, who they did the yin and yang sweaters. If you don't watch Nitty Natty on YouTube, what are you doing, right? She's so nice. She's just like, she's the type of person where I'm like, oh yeah, I like to sit and listen to her, and it feels like we're like knitting. I hope that doesn't sound creepy, but where I'm like, oh, a nice voice, and I don't have that nice voice. So I met Nitty Natty. That was really fun. I met all of those people, which was really fun. I had followed Brianna on YouTube or Instagram, so I was excited to meet her too. It was really fun. I really liked that about Saturday. My mom was totally into the whole like knitting celebrity thing. We saw Andrea Mowry and all of the Alpenglow sweaters on the hill, and I was like, that's Andrea Mowry. And she's like, who? Where? Blah, blah, blah. And she was like, she's famous? Like, look at all those people around her. And I'm like, yes. She's a knitting celebrity. Like, hello. It's very exciting stuff. So it was really fun. Seeing all those people was one of the most fun parts. And even just sitting on a bench and like watching everybody interact was really fun. All of the Alpenglow sweaters were super cool. Oh, also for the Here Comes the Sun pullover, that will be my first color work project. So I will definitely be doing a swatch to practice. I have done a little bit of like practicing with color work, because I think I'm ready for it, but I've never done it before, and that's a big project. So maybe I'll do something else smaller. I actually probably won't get to that project until after the holidays because it's a big one and I've got other things to knit, which you'll probably hear more about. I didn't even say all of the things that I'm going to hopefully knit for Christmas is what I'm celebrating. But you'll see. The other thing, okay, talked about my options for that sweater. Please help. Please help. I want to make Sophie scarves, at least 2, hopefully more, and I want to make a sweater vest. So, whatever I don't use Whatever I don't use for my Here Comes the Sun pullover, oof, let me turn that off, will become a sweater vest out of these two. Simple, plain sweater vest. I forget what the pattern is called, but I will link it below, the one that I want to make. And then the other one I want to make is, I got these 3 yarns at Maryland Sheep and Wool. This is Vermont Spinnery, just like cream. I think it's cream. Okay, so I got 2 creams, and this is from Feederbrook Farms, kind of like Spin Cycle-esque, but a little bit more rustic. And I want to make a sweater vest that has like, it's mostly cream, and then the ribbing on the sleeves is this, and the bottom, and maybe like a little color work or like a big stripe. Pretty much I want it to look like it comes from a particular store that sells like nice boho clothes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say store names. I don't know how the YouTube copyright works. I know I can't like use popular music or any music, but am I allowed to say store names? I don't know. I want it to look like it came from that store. If you know what I'm talking about, comment the store and I'll let you know if you're right. But I just feel like these are really fun and they go together, and it would be like a little bit oversized, like chunky, rusticy sweater vest. I don't know, I'm obsessed with sweater vests right now. I just got 2 in this clothing rental thing I do, and they're not hand knit, so I have to have a hand knit one because I'm a knitter now. Just kidding, I'm a YouTuber now. That is true. I guess that's it. That's all the things I wanted to talk about. I don't know how long this video will be. I don't know if it's too long. I don't know if I'm saying enough about each project. I just wanted to kind of get everything out there. I will try and insert pictures of things that I talked about. The other thing is I do use a notebook. So like I have October knitting with all of my things. I'm not finished anything yet. I wanted to finish these 2 whips by the end of October, which is like tomorrow, 2 days from now. And I wanted to cast on, I'm going to cast on a Sophie scarf probably tomorrow because I'll finish one of these during the week. And I hate casting things on during the week. Even if it's something small like that, I like am so like mental block about casting things on. Some people are cast on crazy and they're like, oh, I just casted something on like casually, randomly. And I'm like, whoa, I need a Sunday. I need many hours in a day to cast something on. So I'll probably cast something on tomorrow so I can be ready if I finish one of these. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to talk about. I talked about my plans, my notebook. If I'm missing something, let me know. Like, people do life updates and stuff, but I don't think anyone cares right now about my life. If you have any questions for me, let me know, but I can't imagine that you would watch my first video for the first time ever, if you're watching, and be like, wow, I have so many questions for this girl, right? So if you have any, comment them, but I don't expect to ever do that type of segment. I hope I showed you everything. Alrighty. Knitting is cool. Don't forget it. You should start knitting if you're not knitting. If you were not knitting, I don't know why you would have watched this whole thing. But if you are knitting, you know that knitting is cool. My Instagram. My Instagram is Emmybo the Maker. EMMYBO. Because my name is... Did I even say my name? I have to do the introduction again. My name is Emily. My name is Emily. I'm from Pennsylvania. Go Phillies. Go Birds. Eastern Pennsylvania. But yeah, so I will put that in the beginning of the video as well. Follow me on Instagram if you want, Emmybo the Maker. All one word, no space or no dots or anything anymore. If you do go follow me, maybe like leave a comment of a camera on my last post, because I just want to know who's coming from where. Like, it was really fun at Rhinebeck. Like, I met so many people and I was able to interact with them more online, and that was really fun, and that's what I'm hoping to do more through this. So if you do end up going over there, let me know. Please leave comments, ask questions, let me know if my voice is so annoying or I'm talking too fast. Leave some feedback. I'm asking for feedback. Sometimes my friends and I will say like, can I offer you some feedback? And it's usually a bad thing. But if you're leaving me constructive feedback, I'll take it, okay? So looking forward to that. Subscribe if you want. I'm hoping to do these videos maybe every 3 weeks to a month. I'm hoping to bring you along to my knit night next week or 2 weeks from now. And yeah, I really love watching these, and I really wanted to try making one. We'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching.